doubt wiped away.
It's huge. There aren't words to express.
A railroad company found at fault in a crash that took 4 young lives. Today, a jury awards $24 million to the families who lost loved ones in a car-train crash. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Mason.
I'm Cindy Bricado. This is a story we followed for more than 4 years, and it's a case that could have a sweeping impact on the nation's railroad industry. Glenn Barber, live in Anoka, where this deadly crash took place. Glenn?
And Cindy, you may recall that it was back on September 26, 2004, when 4 young people were crossing these tracks here on North Ferry Street. They were hit by an oncoming train. The families of the the families ended up suing Burlington North Santa Fe rail line, claiming that the crossing arm here malfunctioned and did not come down as it is right now. The victims' families are relieved, hugging and shedding tears of joy and sadness after hearing the judgment. Their lengthy battle with the railroad company came to an end today.
For 4.5 years, Burlington Northern Santa Fe has allowed us to believe that our son was driving the car, that he broke the law, went around the crossing arm, and caused his own death and the death of 3 of his friends.
Christy Frazier's 20-year-old son, Brian, was blamed for this crash. Frazier, along with 19-year-old Harry Rhodes, 17-year-old Bridget Shannon, and 20-year-old Corey Chase, all died in the wreck.
Bridget was the happiest-go-luckiest kid I've ever met, and it's real tough not to have her around.
During a 6-week trial, the family's lawyers argued that the railway kept evidence from investigators. The jury found that the crossing arm did indeed malfunction, and the wrongful death lawsuit claims BNSF knew of problems here before the deadly crash.
We've had a woman who was almost killed at the same crossing within the year before, and the railroad didn't even go out and investigate the complaint.
The jury returned a $24 million judgment against BNSF, $6 million for each of the 4 families who lost a loved one.
I learned to tell the truth, and the railroad needs to tell the truth.
Young Taylor Chase can only hope her father's death means other lives will be spared.
I will be making a complete stop at every railroad crossing because you cannot trust that the arm will indeed go down.
And lawyers tell us that there's been a number of cases just like this one all around the country. The verdict in this case does not require the railroad here to change any of its policies or procedures. But lawyers do tell us, the family's lawyers tell us, that they believe one of the best ways to get railroad companies to improve their safety and maintenance standards is through costly lawsuits like this one. Reporting live in Anoka, I'm Glenn Barber, 5 Eyewitness News.
Today, Burlington Northern Santa Fe said it acted properly and maintains that Brian Frazier drove around the gate and the warning signal. Attorneys released a statement that in part reads, quote, BNSF is disappointed with the verdict, and while we have deep sympathy for the families of the victims of this tragic event, we believe the verdict should be reversed upon appeal.